What's going on, YouTube gamers? Bonfire here, and today I want to talk about Batman Arkham Knight and give you guys my first impressions of the game. Over this past weekend, I played a ton of this game, mostly because I literally couldn't put it down. I'm just really enjoying it, and I'm probably about halfway through it, give or take a little bit. And I wanted to make sure that I had played a good portion of this game to get a feel for some of the new mechanics, new gameplay elements that have been introduced in the game, and get a good feel of the story before I made this video. So here are some of the things that stood out to me so far from my time with the game. One of the first things that stood out to me when I started playing this game was the tutorial, or in some cases, some people might see lack thereof. You're kind of just thrown into this game, and I feel like this game expects you to have played any of the previous Arkham games. And luckily for me, I have played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, so I kind of had a feel of what the controls were, what the mechanics were, and kind of how to play this game. Though it had been a while, so I kind of wanted a little bit of a refresher, though I didn't really get that. The game does teach you a few things in the beginning of it, and some might say that they do a really good job of hiding a tutorial, which I can see a little bit of, but I feel like if I was a brand new player, brand new to the franchise, I would be a little lost inside this game. So I do appreciate the fact that the game's not holding your hand, but I feel like they could have done just a little bit better job for newcomers and just to kind of refresh existing players to the franchise. Now, one of the things that the Batman Arkham games are known for is its combat. And the Batman Arkham games have some of the best combat around, and Arkham Knight is no exception to that. The combat is so buttery smooth and so satisfying. It's just a blast to do. And I find myself just taking down groups of thugs just for the fun of it, because once you do take down a big group of enemies, you just feel accomplished. One of the things that I like about the combat in this game is that it progressively gets difficult as you progress through the game. They introduce new enemies, new ways to take down enemies, and it presents a good challenge for you, and I can appreciate that. Another thing about the combat is that they introduced dual character takedowns, and they kind of talked about this before the game was released, and I was a little skeptical on it, because as you're playing the game, there are certain areas in the game where you will partner up with Batman's allies, whether it be like Nightwing or even Catwoman, and there will be fight sequences where you can do these dual character takedowns, and you can basically switch between Batman and whatever ally you're working with. And it's so smooth. It just works really well. And these dual character takedowns are where you finish off a particular enemy and you'll switch characters while doing it, and it's just so seamless and so smooth. It works really well, and I'm very impressed. And it's a ton of fun to do. Another thing that sticks out to me about this game are the graphics. Just look at this game. It's a beautiful looking game. And I think one of the things that makes it so great is the fact that there are no load times. And if there are, the game does an amazing job at hiding them. Whether you're entering a building or going into a cutscene, it's all seamless, it all flows, and I can appreciate that. And it makes this open world game just flow and feel really good. And you don't have to pause for anything, so that's really awesome. Another thing that I think is important to talk about is the story in this game. And don't worry, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but I felt like the first about quarter of the game, I wasn't really feeling the story. It kind of just felt so-so, and I kept thinking to myself, you know, I got this feeling that Batman Arkham City is just better. But as I've progressed through the game, and like I said, I'm about halfway through it, the story's really picking up, and there are some really cool and surprising moments thus far in the story. And it's hooked me. Like I said, I can't put this game down. I'm just so addicted to it. So I haven't beat the game, so I don't know how the story is going to conclude, and I can't fully compare it to the previous Arkham games, but I must say that the story does pick up and gets very interesting. Another element, since this is an open world game, that I wanted to talk about are the side quests, because all open world games have side quests. And in Batman Arkham Knight, I feel like there are some really good side quests that are entertaining and enjoyable to do, and there are some not so good side quests. Now again, I'm not going to give away spoilers, but some of the side quests that you do are kind of more detective based, and you're looking to track down and capture some of the supervillains in the game, such as Two-Face and Penguin. But there are other side quests which just feel out of place, and you can tell that they're filler in the game. Now, sometimes they are kind of fun to do, but they just don't fit in the Batman universe, in my opinion. I will say that the good outweighs the bad in terms of side quests because you get to do a lot of the Riddler trophies, the Riddler challenges, which I think are always fun and present a good challenge most of the time. And they've incorporated some pretty cool detective type quests that you can do that just fit perfectly in the Batman universe. The last and biggest thing I wanted to talk about, because it's the biggest change to the Arkham games, is the addition of the Batmobile. The Batmobile, like the side quests, has some cool things and good things about it, as well as some bad things and things that I just don't really enjoy. The good things about the Batmobile is that it can create some really cool moments, and it's always awesome when you call your Batmobile and you can get, and he hops into it. This is like cool, almost cutscene looking thing, and you can do some really cool things with the Batmobile, like taking down some enemies. It's also really fun driving from point A to point B, traveling through Gotham in the Batmobile, because I don't know, it just makes you feel like Batman. You feel really cool in the Batmobile. Another thing that I like about it is some of the chase scenes you'll encounter when tracking down some bad guys. Those can present some really fun moments and some really intense chase scenes, and I enjoy those moments. Now, the bad thing about the Batmobile, in my opinion, is the tank mode. And this tank mode just doesn't feel like Batman. When you're doing it, because you're going to do a lot of it, the game forces you to use it and do quite a bit of it. You get in tank battles, and that's what it feels like. It feels like a tank battle. Batman doesn't do this. Why is this in the game? It just doesn't feel right. I think the worst thing about it is that they force it on you. Like I said before, this is something you're going to encounter and you're going to have to do. There's side missions about it. You have to do it for the main story, and they push it down your throat. Overall, Batman Arkham Knight is awesome. I'm really enjoying the game. I said it before, I can't put this game down. I can't wait to beat it and compare it to Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, because I'm really curious to see how this game is going to end. If you're new to the franchise, you don't necessarily have to play Arkham Asylum or Arkham City before you play this game, because they do kind of catch you up on the story. But Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are such great games, I would recommend playing those anyway, because they're freaking fantastic. And there you guys have it. Those are my first impressions of Batman Arkham Knight. If you guys have played the game, let me know what you guys think about the game down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you'll leave a like. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot of great things heading your way. Until next time, I'm Bonfire, and I will see you online. Hey guys, don't forget about Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and hit that button down below.